we're going to come back to some of these questions, but we're going to do something a little different for a
This is
second.
awesome. I'm still like, holy
Yeah.
cow.
Yeah, this is cool.
Game is
All
George.
right. Have you guys ever seen Storytime with Tom
No,
in
not
any of the
sure.
episodes? Well, welcome to Storytime with Tom. Except there's always a twist. This is actually going to be Storytime with Steve.
All right.
So I'm going to put something up on screen, Steve Solem,
All
and
right.
ask you to read it. And I will just tell you this is out of Don's book, and the preface to what you're about to read says the following. Steve Solem recalls how the boat crew engaged in a high-speed, one-sided food fight. If you would please read this if you could.
All right. I've got some screens blocking the right side of that.
You can you can move
Can I?
the people around.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
I forgot about this. Good call. No, I didn't.
All right. So sometimes on the evening canister pickup trip, sixth trip of the day, three of us would drive out so that one person could tube back. If there were any stray uneaten dinner rolls or apple pie, which New York state law prohibited from being served again, the spotter would hurl it at the defenseless tuber.
That's so good.
When traveling 30 miles per hour, an easy toss reached the oncoming tuber quickly. Technically, it could be argued that the spotter was spotting more attentively than usual. Dude, what happened to your forehead? Well, never mind.
So good.
I can remember those instances
Yes.
spectacularly.
Whoever thought of that, like,
And the worst part of that, though, Donnie, was oftentimes those were nights where we may have forgotten something for the island, and your dad would take the fish out and just glance sideways
Yep.
at us, and we'd all feel about this
Mhm.
big.
I tried to
Yep.
forget those.
I hope you never got a lot of flack for all of our
Okay.
off
For
Don.
for Don's dad's benefit, because I know he's watching this, you gave 18-year-olds keys to these ski nautiques, okay?
Right?
So a little accountability. What did you think they were going to do with a barefoot nautique coming back with food?
Mm. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
not. It's like a
those are
nautical
some.
food
We,
fight.
we we took advantage of every opportunity. If you had to be out on the boat,
Yeah.
we were multitasking.
Yes,
Mhm.
multitask. Yeah, it's just good use of time.
Yeah. And if I remember correctly, I think the cornbread hurt worse than the other stuff.
It got harder and quicker.
I just remember
Yes.
specifically, John, we got back one night and there were so many Parker House rolls, soggy Parker House rolls on the bottom of that Dominique, was it?
Yeah.
And I think I foolishly suggested as a teenager would, well, get a vacuum and clean it up. And
Yeah.
Oh
I don't
no.
know if some shocks were involved or not, but
Yeah. Well,
wet,
there may
wet
have been.
rolls and a vacuum, not the best combination.
What
No,
vacuum?
probably
Where'd you get
not.
a
But
vacuum?
Wow.
probably seemed like a good idea at the time.
Yeah, a lot of things seemed like a good idea at the time.
True.
That's amazing. Let's ask another question. Steve Solimardi answered the question about which person you'd like to reconnect to, and we've taken care of that in real time.
Yes, you have.
Steve Bain, what is your favorite camp location or landmark?
Oh, wow.
Good question. Now the snack shop was definitely the seemed to be to me the central hub of where
Sure.
everyone got together, or where you saw people. Um, but I also, thinking back on it, like any location, you could look up and see all the stars and stuff. I think nighttime up there was just amazing. Something I don't necessarily get where I live now, so I do miss that.
Too much interference with the too much night light to be able to see.
Yeah, just
Yeah, artificial light.
I would jump in here and with Steve Bain, there's two things like, and Tom, you and Steve Bain shared the same experience of staying on for the postseason and seeing what camp had been for the summer and what it became,
Yeah.
what it
Yeah.
really flipped to
Hmm.
in 1 week, one weekend, even like
Hmm.
the Boys of Summer reference that Steve Bain had. That
Yeah.
was, yeah, that really resonated with me. Like um, that, you saw that, you experienced it, you lived it, um, and everything changed. Like obviously the people left, but geographically the sky changed. It went from a summer night to a fall night, and
Yeah. It's a
um,
totally different experience. But I
yeah.
think the
Hmm.
biggest difference, I don't know, Steve Bain, the biggest difference for me working postseason was the like solitude that you could find that
Hmm.
you could not have during the summer, right?
Yes.
There's no
Hmm.
place by yourself in camp in the summer really. But in the fall and winter, almost everywhere. It's
Yes.
amazing.
Yeah, eerily so almost. Yeah. Just amazing the solitude you could find. Yeah.
Um, let me let's do something else. I'll put this right in here. Are you guys familiar with Storytime with Tom?
Yes.
Very much intimately.
There now.
Are you familiar with Storytime with Steve?
I am.
What is this? Yes, but this might be Steve Bain this time. So, Steve, let me put the preference. Let me get the build up for the lead in for this. This is also from Don's book, and this is quoting you. This says Steve Bain found that even just an occasional walk through camp was both nostalgic and therapeutic. If you would please read here.
Sure. There was a clearing in the woods up next to the dining hall where you could look out over the lake. It was beautiful with colorful leaves reflecting off the water. Occasionally, GLP2 would drive through camp and see me walking. He would gently nod and wave, not wanting to interrupt my thoughts, as if he silently understood.
Yeah, I actually was wondering if you were going to say that was your favorite spot at camp when I asked you that question, because I think that is such a great, that's a fall spot, right, with the leaves.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I would go there, yeah, often in the fall. As you said, solitude was everywhere, but for some reason I found that spot and could just, yeah, look out, reflect. It was, yeah, very, very beautiful.
And Don, your dad strikes me as someone who didn't take this for granted. I think,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to say he did because it became part of his, regular fall. At the same time, when that did occur, he would appreciate it. And I know that he appreciated, the fact that, folks like you and Steve were, spending your time there, and, where you could have been somewhere else, but you both had reasons for being there in the fall. And
yeah,
he wanted to kind of give you a nod, like, "Hey, I understand what you're doing."
yep.
But um, I wanted to go back to Steve Solem's the one. And Steve, you said that you remember seeing this video of you pulling the boat into the dock
Mm.
uh, at 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 the point. Um, like, what was that? I want to say, if my video is right, that was either 84 or 86. I know it wasn't 85 because I was away that summer. But how is it that, like, what a cool experience for a 17-year-old. And I know your
Sure.
sister Deb was there. Like, man, that, take us back to that. Do you remember that? Or
Yeah, I mean, it was a huge responsibility. I remember, well, before we got the boat, I remember my dad and I, we took, at the time, you had to take like a Coast Guard class back on Long Island.
yep.
Because
Okay.
as a kid, for me going up to camp, the highlight of my summers up there was like, as an 8 or 10 year old was, oh, I couldn't wait to rent a 6 horse, on a rowboat
Hmm.
out
Yep.
from camp or from Lake Pleasant. And that was just the highlight. And then we got that boat in 83 and did a lot of skiing behind it. Um, I remember John and I kind of learning how to ski up there together. I remember
Hmm.
piloting the boat. We could never get up with the front dock because the guys with the nautiques and the boat crew back then, it was just all or nothing. They'd pull you out of your bindings forward.
Yep.
Who were they? Do you
Hmm.
remember them? Who they were?
Oh, we're gonna name names.
Okay.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, we are. What years was that? Like 83,
They're
2?
early 80s, probably two, three, four.
All right. Like
I
Gary
remember finally it was
Malone.
one year behind Herb Mankey's boat
Okay.
that I know myself. I think Johnny, you were there as well. Maybe we got up on two skis for the first time because it was
Hmm.
not as powerful as a Nautique. But there was a
Yep.
guy, I think it was 84. Um, Stewart, was it on the boat crew?
Stewart.
Mm. Name sounds
John,
familiar.
you might remember when we went out with the was it five or six young ladies trying to get a world record.
Yeah.
Good call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, what is that?
Well, we befriended. I forget I don't recall his last name. Stewart, I think he was on the boat crew. Must have been 84,
We'll find it.
Hmm.
We'll find it
84,
in
I
the
think.
staff directories. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I remember him, I think.
And I still have a picture somewhere. We got Julie and Emily Nielsen. We got Karen Hartman, a couple of other young ladies on staff at camp, and we were going to try to get them all up behind the boat.
Ooh. Okay.
We drove to the far back side of the lake, and somebody was whipping around the tow rope to throw it out and clip me in the head, and I started bleeding after we got all the girls out in the water, so we had to pull them all back in
Oh.
Uh,
and make a beeline back to see Jan Miller in the nurse's office there.
Oh.
While my parents were at camp and we were trying to keep this under wraps, but
Wow.
so you were staying at camp?
so we were guests at camp, right? And somehow we befriended Stuart, I think his name was.
All right.
Or maybe that was your first full summer, John, so you knew the young ladies there.
Yeah. Well,
I
Um,
mean,
yeah, because I think we spotted for Stewart. Made
I
sure
thought
of
that
that. I
must
think,
that must have been
and
it. We probably got to know him on the front dock,
correct. I think. Yeah. And again, I couldn't tell you his last name, but I just when you said Stewart, something clicked.
but I just remember we got all the way to the far back side of the lake, the quiet little cove, the one spot where everything is quiet when the rest of the lake is all wavy, and got everybody into the water, and then getting the ropes out. I got clipped in the head, and everybody got to come back in.
Sent to Jan
let,
Miller at the nurse's office.
let's wrap up. I wasn't done with Mr. Bain. I was going to ask him to read
Um,
Oh, yeah.
another short section here. If you can explain this too. So I think this must be Ken Reed you're talking about, right?
yeah. One midweek afternoon, Mr. Reed called the house and warned me to be careful as there was a moose wandering around and it could charge me if threatened. I was silent for several seconds, not knowing how to respond, with numerous thoughts going through my head. As if he could read my mind, Mr. Reed added, and no, I have not been drinking.
I have not been drinking.
We had a good laugh for many days later. I never did see the moose.
That's hilarious.
It really was one, or more than one. Yeah.
Yeah, right. I never got to see him.
I don't remember ever seeing a moose up there.
Mm-mm.
No, I sure never did.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty close. It's almost, I think, as far north as Algonquin Park in Canada, where I did see a lot of moose, and it's similar like topography, but I never saw one there that I remember.
Mm-mm.
Probably too many people. Too many people for the moose to be around. Okay. Uh Steve Solem, going back to favorite camp landmark or location.
Oh,
Got to be the boathouse.
there you go.
All right.
That was, I mean, the TP for sure. Like Steve said, for the first 3 years of my life, there was the TP,
Yeah.
Okay.
and lots of good people and good memories there with Mr. Ballman in charge, and being told to turn down our radio when Steve and I were playing it just a little too loud at night, and Bobby and Birdie would walk by, and
Playing what? What were you playing?
What's on the
Yeah,
radio that
let's
you play?
explore that because
Good
John,
question, Don.
are you okay with this if we touch on this music topic?
Sure.
Johnny B, are you okay with
Oh,
that? Rock and roll crustacean if
oh
we
yeah.
You're asking
play
John
it
for permission.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd be getting your radar. Yeah, what
Really?
were we listening to? What were we all? Yeah.
it was a wide variety of music. I'm sure Rush was heavily involved,
Woo.
heavily played, and I
Yeah.
I kind of remember maybe trying to convince Bobby that Ozzy Osbourne had recently become a Christian, so it was okay to play. I don't know if there's any truth to that rumor or not, but
Mhm.
Okay.
it
So
sounded
was
very
this
enticing.
radio or cassette tapes or a combination or like how was that?
Probably a combination. I don't really remember, Steve, but
There were a lot of cassette tapes.
like I said,
Cassette
Yeah.
tapes involved.
Leonard Skinner, Dokken, yeah, Def Leppard. We were much to the when the guests complained. I can't imagine what they were hearing. And
Yeah.
They're playing that devil's music over in the teepee.
Yeah.
yes, we were.
Yep.
come to the Adirondacks to get away from the city, and all we hear is this devil's music coming out of the TV.
Mhm.
Oh man,
Yeah.
amazing.
So
All right.
so you had the radio on. It was probably as John Bellin said, Pix 106 was
Sure,
Party in the Pants on Friday morning.
right.
Yep.
Which we reviewed on Shack Radio.
It's good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you had the cassette tapes, you were popping in, yeah, like I said, Def Leppard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so for me, the teepee was the first place, and then the boathouse was the second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second favorite place of mine. Just being for me, my whole life being near the water has always been therapeutic. Being on the water, even better.
Even better. Okay. We heard your prank on with Bruce O'Byrne. Any other pranks you want to talk about?
I have one. I'll hold on. Let me shelve that. You guys talk and I'll
Yeah.
bring it up because both Steves are involved in this, I think.
Yeah.
Nothing major for me. I mean, I wasn't involved with the Deerfoot Tapawingo shenanigans. We did a lot of stupid, or a lot of things, a lot of stupid things were done. I remember preseason, I think, being out of the island and we would dress up commando style with Jay Briggs and raid the island. And
Mhm.
I remember Jay shooting arrows at me, like real live arrows, as I was getting in the boat to go back and get hot dogs or something from the mainland.
Yeah. That should be a
Jay
word.
Briggs. He's such a character. We
Uh,
interviewed him.
Yeah. Fireworks may or may not have been involved in a lot of these stupid, silly things that we did.
That's amazing. I love it. Steve Bain, any pranks you want to talk about?
I don't know, Steve, if you remember, but we remember, like you said, silly, but we put somebody's bike out on the raft one night. I think maybe we were just
Okay.
bored or something, but I don't know if you remember that. And
I remember a lot of things made it out to the raft,
yeah,
dining
yeah,
room settings, and
silly things. Yeah,
soap in the Japanese garden fountain.
All right.
right.
Well, one of the ones that is mentioned in the book, Steve Bain, was when you recalled that someone in the dining hall on a Saturday morning or Friday night leading into a Saturday morning um, put soap in the coffee machine up there.
Yeah.
You're nodding. Okay. So I was doing a follow-up in the book today for the next one about things that I learned since the release of the last one. I was watching Ardith, Marie Feisel's, and she said that one was problematic because it directly affected the guests.
Yeah,
Like she appreciated all the other pranks, she laughed about them, but that one was a problem because, as you said, in the book, like you don't mess with people's coffee, and so she kind of hinted that she knew who did it, but she
Yep.
didn't say it. So maybe I'll put this out to you. The statute of limitations has long passed. Maybe you could add more to what you remember about that one, because you said that you had to make teepee or make coffee in the teepee and take it up there like in the van and to make sure the guests had it. Like, what do you remember about that?
Yeah, I don't remember who for the life of me, I still don't know to this day who did it. I remember Mr. B waking us up. If I recall Steve, and it was brew it, get it up there, go to Woodlands, pick it up. Meanwhile, they were brewing it in the snack shop, go back to, and just keep it up there because it was really wasn't funny because, it was, yeah, right? People, it was always ingrained into us that this, people saved up all year to be at camp, and
Mhm.
this affected their vacation.
Yep.
So yeah, it was make coffee as quick as you could and get it up to the hill.
Right. If you're going to do
Mhm.
a prank, do it off property, like over by Peck's Grave area.
Mhm.
Fake a death.
Fake a death. Oh, what a bunch of
On a
knuckleheads.
related note, I remember a harmless coffee related prank was the newbie in the teepee being told that after you empty out the coffee, you have to empty out the hot water,
Yeah, yeah.
which was connected to the hot water source and would never run out, never empty out. So
Ah, yeah, that
most
makes a
years.
lot of
Yeah.
sense.
Okay, that's classic. I like it.
I don't remember the last day of my life where I did not have a cup of coffee. I figure that's called an addiction. Like, I mean,
That may be the definition of addiction.
Yeah, that may be the poster child for that.
yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
I don't want to know what it's like to not have a cup
Yeah.
of coffee in the morning. But like,
I mean,
I'm thinking back even to our time on boats. Like, maybe there were days I didn't. There were days I didn't. Yeah, I don't know.
less addicted back then.
Yeah, and
Mm.
I woke up for breakfast most of the time, but on the days I didn't, maybe that's a demarcation point where, yeah, I sort of, yeah, I don't
Well, I
know.
mean, we're not barbarians, Don. We need our coffee.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Don, do you
Okay.
remember the our Saturday morning treat usually in the boathouse?
Yes.
Because Tom, this is a question that I've often wondered since I started watching these interviews is how is it possible that so many of us that were on boat crew in the day have IT jobs now because we always had enough money left at the end of the week. We couldn't balance the books,
Uh,
orange juice and donuts on Saturday morning.
I, that's a really good question.
We've come a long way from those days.
yeah.
Yes, I think we had fewer cares then, and we just didn't care.
Yeah, and if I could
Yeah,
just
I don't remember coffee so much while on staff.
Well,
I definitely remember those OJ and donut runs on Saturday mornings.
Mhm.
You're saying,
oh, yeah.
Jordan?
We have
No,
video
I
of
was just
that.
gonna.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if everybody on the boat crew was IT. Some people like myself can't even figure out the right button to hit to get on. But
Can you spell IT?
um,
I'm
I'll get back to you on
I'm
that
going
one.
after John tonight for some reason.
It is.
Sorry,
Wow.
sorry, buddy.
No, that's probably well deserved.
Okay, that's what you call an awkward pause right there. Just enjoy it. I love those.
We're all thinking about how to spell IT now.
I know. I had to stop and think about that.
All this time.
It's
Like
so
you told me
good.
to dial 911. What's the number?
So, Steve Bain, who are you still in touch with? Well, I'm sorry. This would be an actually great question. Steve Solem said the person he'd like to connect with is you. It'd be really funny if you said the person you like to connect with is somebody else.
Steve would be right up there because we spent years, right? Years
Yeah.
up there together, and then after camp too, right? If you will, afterlife. We're going to a Rush concert with you in Madison Square Garden.
Really?
Nice.
I think we
Oh,
Wow. Okay.
Steve, do you remember the traumatic event that was?
with the trains.
Well, I'd driven up to Connecticut, and Steve and I took the train in, and just as we get to Madison Square Garden, the conductor decides to tell us that the show has been canceled that night because Neil broke his arm.
oh,
Yeah.
what?
And then he's like, ah, just fooling, and tried to pull a fast one on us. But we
He
saw
was
Wow.
he was
broke up
messing with you.
our garden right after
That's
that.
not funny.
No,
No,
That's not funny at all. No.
That's not funny at all.
No.
Wow.
Okay, so you guys did go. So you did stuff outside of camp together. That's pretty cool.
For a little
Yeah,
bit after
Okay.
college.
yeah. Was there not the concert we went to, Steve?
Oh, we saw Rush. I think was it Hartford or somewhere up in Connecticut?
It was Mass. I thought we saw him in Madison Square Garden, and then
Well,
we did
we
Steve
did.
Chapman concert or something.
Oh, maybe. Did you come to Long Island for that?
Yeah.
That's a possibility. But I think I'm pretty sure we saw Rush again in Hartford, maybe
Okay.
years later, a couple
Yeah.
years down the road, you and Shannon.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Okay. Very cool.
All right.
Steve
Well,
Bain, anyone else that you'd like to connect with? Steve Solem, anyone? I mean, I don't know that we'll be able to get another person on as quick as we did Steve Bain, but
No, yeah, it just brings back the book and everything. So many different people and memories. Yeah, it's been I actually connected with Keith Young over the weekend through just watching his interview. So it's been good to
Hmm.
connect that way.
that's very cool. Yeah, that was a fun discussion.
Well,
What
it's
did you?
fun, and you guys, Donnie and Tom, I haven't seen you up there at camp for many years. I really haven't seen any of you guys up at camp for many years. I've been up there mostly, at least a long weekend, if not a week, most
Yeah.
summers. So routinely see people up there like the Bowmans and Rhiniacs and good people. And of course, I don't live too far from Bruce O'Byrne here in Lancaster. We
Yeah.
take turns being dart and pool champion every Friday night. So
yeah,
he's the
Bruce has
pool
told
man
me
now.
that you guys get together on the weekends
So
occasionally.
that's been fun.
That is
That
fun.
was a total coincidence running into him down here almost 20 years ago.
Really? Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
that's cool. Yeah.
I moved down to help my mother out, and I was with her at a physical therapy appointment, and I'm looking over at this guy, and he's looking over at Bruce, and he lived a mile from where my mother moved 20 plus years ago.
Okay.
Wow.
That's that's fun.
Yeah.
That's how I got to hang out with John Bellin because he lived
Mhm.
right near my in-laws. So,
Yep.
and John, before you joined, I was telling Steve and Steve about how went to church with your mom
Yep.
at Mount Calvary. So,
Hmm. Yep.
uh, how about any people that you still are in touch with? Steve Solom, you talked about Bruce. Steve Bain, anyone else from camp that you're regularly in touch with?
We haven't done it in a little bit, but we're doing some Zoom meetings with Don, Earl.
Earl,
Yeah,
the leader of that. Yeah. Yeah.
That's fun.
yeah, I was able to connect with let's see, Rob Mitchell's joined a few times.
Okay.
Jimmy Olson, Mike Ballman.
Jimmy Olsen's everywhere.
Yeah, yes,
Mhm.
yes.
Got the jacket. Yeah.
Yeah. He's got the 5-time jacket for joining on the show. Yeah.
John Belland is at least
creeping up.
Yeah, he's
Creeping.
up there behind him. Yeah.
Well, and if you count Shack Radio, he's way ahead.
Oh, true. Yeah, there's an
Yeah.
asterisk there. Yeah.
There's an
Yes.
That's amazing. Okay. Enough with the questions. Let's do this. Are you guys familiar with Blast from the Past?
I
Darn
think
it.
so.
We have some pictures. Let's take a look at what we have here.